I don't know. I got a notification and turned you guys off. But hopefully this will hopefully everybody will chime back in a few seconds. It doesn't, for those of you who were here working live on YouTube is different from working live on TikTok. So I'll wait a few minutes for everybody to come back in. Whew. So this is the effects of user error. Hey, Shamir. Girl, learning how to navigate from TikTok over to here. It's a journey. It's a journey, which is why I said I'll have to depend on my soul sisters that are able to show me things and on the quick, because honey, I'm telling you. But what I was saying was the guy at the news store struck me a deal. I've already gone through my haul, and you'll be able to see it when I post this. I'm gonna have to patch the previous live with this one so you can see. But I did get a few pieces of things that I needed off of the list from out there. And I was sharing with at the end before you came of his story, some of the background of what's going on with him. It's a kind of a sad story. I didn't want him to have to rehash it, so I told him he didn't have to explain what happened. But like his what's her name? Hey Sung. Hey Sung is her name. She's the lady that was always at the Jonesboro location, I think. And she speaks English very, very well. She indicated, they're having to do things so that they can make a living. So what I want all of our Atlanta soul people and those that are coming in to go to different places, if you go to if you go to Fine Fabrics in Jonesboro or Commerce, make sure, especially if you're on the Commerce, where Commerce is on that side of town, make sure to stop in to see him. His name is William. The older lady is Hey Sung. I'm not sure if she's his daughter, but her name is Mie. And then there's one more person. He's in the back. I don't know who he is. I know he's probably family, but I did not get his name. But he was back in the back working. So it's just the four of them there. So I was thinking, if between me and some other people who go out and say, hey, go give him a visit, just uplift him so that he'll know that we still think of him. They have about the same as Fine Fabrics. However, in my video, if you look at Tiffany, what you see in Tiffany's, you'll see some in my video when I get it off this camera. It shows that it's very sparse. And I went yesterday at the opening time. So I got there about 9:15. I was there for about an hour and a half looking. I mean, me and my husband canvassed all of the rows. I mean, all of them. Because we were looking for the things that I wanted from the materials list for the blazer. So what I did say was, just because it's not there now, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have it. He's got 2 truckloads already stored in his off-site warehouse that he has to bring over. So what's in the store now, because what's there, you'll go in there and you'll see rolls, empty rolls on the floor. You'll see all the way in the back, you'll see boxes, just boxes of stuff that needs to be out of those boxes and put on rolls and put in the same type of form like you see at Fine Fabrics. You will see you you'll think it's kind of chaos, but just thinking about the fact that he is starting up and trying to run business at the same time. So just look at it as though what you're used to is not there, but it's coming. And hopefully his plumbing got done between yesterday and now, because he said he wasn't going to put his signage up on the outside until the plumbing got done. So the signage is not up. So when the plumbing goes in, then the signage go up. Okay, so as far as notions, what I did see on notions was the where I got the embroidery floss, where the trims were. All of the trims were not out per se, but I did not see buttons at all yesterday. That's not to say that in the last 24 hours that buttons haven't showed up, but there's a likelihood that they are. Didn't see those either. Anything like, let's see, in that area of our materials list, like the pads, the what is it? Where is that at? The thread and hand stitchings, all of that. The only thing that was in hand stitching was this embroidery floss, and it's only in one color. That's all he had. So I didn't see shoulder pads. So if you're looking at our list, thread and hand stitching, the only thing that's there that I could see yesterday would be the embroidery floss, and he did have to go and find it. He knew he had it, but he had one box of it. Let me see. None of the fabrics, none of the wool fabrics, none of them. He had 3 rolls of wool. One was a dusty colored mint green, and 2 brownish fabrics. Both of them had stripes. One had more stripes in it than the other. One of them kind of resembled your jacket that you're working on now, so similar to that one. Let me see what else was there. Horsehair canvas he did not have. I did get my weft from there, and I got my twill tape. Let's see. No felt. He did not have felt. Yep, I would say I told him I was going to come back in about 2 weeks so I could see what he actually had for the wool, the wool gabardine, the tweed, and the twill, to see, if it's going to be something I like. I do know what color I'm going to make it. I want to make it navy blue. And he thought that he had some in the warehouse, which is to come. But I don't think he's going to get anything out of the warehouse until he gets what's on the floor way in the back off of the floor. And I'm telling you, it's a lot of it. He still had ladders and stuff, that needed to go, that he's using to put stuff up top. He still has all that, in there. I mean, he's got a lot in there, but it just had not been put up. And so, like I said, I don't know how much he got done between the time I left and right now. So it's been 24 hours since I've been. Let me see what else. So shoulder pads, buttons, and I see what you're saying. Shoulder pads, buttons, and what's this? I think those are the only two things that you have on the list for that area. No, they didn't have them. They didn't have them. And I kind of wish that he had, but it's a situation where he's having to do what he can with what he has, especially with the help that he has. He's got himself and another guy, and then the two ladies. So I think what might happen if the two ladies focused on the trims and the trim section, the button section, and all that, that could probably end up being probably put out first. Well, not put out first, but it will be up and running first before any of the good stuff. He's already got the sections uh determined where stuff is going to go, like where the ITI is going to go, jersey, wool, silks, the after the what is it? The after the evening gown fabric and stuff. Yes, he has a lot, and 2 truckloads in a storehouse or a warehouse. So I think you know I think it's just the four of them. Like I said, it's a hurtful thing to think about, that somebody would get outdone in a way of their business, and then he has to start all over. Yeah, starting over is something. So but I'm sure he's gonna get it done. We just have to be patient. It gives us another store to go to. I also put a plug in for him to, when he gets settled, to think about coming my way. And I'm on the west side of Atlanta. There's nothing out here. Every time something opens up, it always opens up in the greater Atlanta on the east side of Atlanta, or it opens up all the way over into Decatur and all those places. Norcross, Gwinnett County. Nothing ever opens up on the west side. And they asked me, what do people sew out there? I said, yeah, there's people out there that sews. We just don't have any place. I said, the only place we have is Hobby Lobby now. That's all we have. Hobby Lobby and whatever trinkets we might get from Walmart. And who wants Walmart stuff? I mean, really. I mean, it's got to be something. If you're looking for quality, you're not going to get it at Walmart. That's just the way it is. And Hobby Lobby is only going to offer so much. So, so I did plug that he comes out this way. And hopefully, maybe next year or the year after, he may decide to open up a store on the west side. You just never know. We sure do need it. I mean, because everybody goes out there. Everybody. And the ones that go to the south side, they don't really like going to the south side, because if you're coming from any part of Atlanta and you have to go past the airport, nobody likes going past the airport. I don't even like going past the airport. I really have to make it a trip. I have to plan it. I have to plan leaving here, my house, and get past school traffic in order to get down there and past the airport traffic, and then past school traffic again, and then face it the same way back. Who wants to do that? Nobody likes doing that. But we do it because we know where we can get fabric. I have not, if it's on the east side, Shamir, if it's on the east side, I don't go, because for one, I don't travel where I don't do business. I don't have any business on the east side, so I don't go out there. So I've never been to Fabric World. If it's online, then I have yet to try it. But any shops or in other than Gail K Fabric, I went there in 2022, and that particular location is closer to me to anything. And I think that's the one that's on Cheshire Bridge Road. But anything that's past what I call, because I'm old school, anything on the east side of the capital of Atlanta, anything on the east side of downtown Atlanta, the capital, where the big dome is. If it's on the east side, I don't go. I don't go, and I don't know how to navigate over there. Uh, Going over there is like fishing without bait. You don't know what you're gonna get. So I don't go unless, now my husband, he's always all over the place because where he works and stuff. And so he rode with me because he knew I was gonna get lost. Yeah, I'm just tell you that right now. It's worse coming. What? It's about going a sewing haul that I'm doing for this pattern right here, plus talking about a new store that opened up in Atlanta, well, outside of Atlanta, in Stone Mountain. So they had an opening day yesterday. That's what this is about, and showing what I got from my haul. So yeah, Shamir, if it's not on this side or somewhere where I can get something quick, I tend to not go. What I do hate about Walmart giving up their sewing centers is that they did have a real huge one that brought in a lot of money back in the day, back in the 2008, 2010 era. I used to stop by there every payday at this one particular store in Hiram, and I would get fabric. And I've got a few pieces of all that fabric left. As a matter of fact, I just washed a piece a couple of weeks ago. It's 10 yards worth. Um, when you think about how they had that kind of stock, I mean, I didn't know that they were dealing with dead stock, or what is it called? Is it called dead stock? I think it is. But that particular store had a huge sewing center, and I would go in there and get all kinds of fabric. I got boucles. I got not ITY jersey. I got polyester blends. I got cottons. All of it was anywhere between $1 to $2 a yard. You can't find stuff like that anymore. You just can't. And when Walmart decided to get rid of their sewing centers, that was the pits. Because, if you wanted something that was nice, but you didn't want to have to pay all that money for it, that's where you would go. And that store was the biggest one in my area. So, yeah. So I just wanted to bring everybody's attention to the fact that Alpha Plus Fabric is open. I'm going to release the video that I do have as soon as I can get it off of my camera. Yeah, it was good fabric. I think the orange piece that I have, I need to try to figure out what it is. I think it's a cotton twill or something. But I have an orange piece, and when I tell you it's orange, it is orange. And I was thinking about doing something with it for the fall season. But when this blazer came up, I said I'll put it back. So I've got that piece, and I think it's like 5 yards of that. The gray piece is 10 yards, and I washed it a couple of weeks ago. I've got a darker gray piece, kind of like this color of the weft, and it's got stripes in it. I've got some boucle that's pink, brown, and cream. And then I have another boucle. It is a houndstooth, fuchsia, and white. And I think that's all that I have left. Everything else that I did have from all of that purchasing back then, I've gone through it over the years. So now that my situation with my health is about to drastically changed. It's already been changing. Now I can sew a little bit more, but I still got another thing I gotta do after this. So I'm just trying to get up and do what I can and pick up things where I can and at a discount when I can, when there's a discount being able to, that's been given, um, because you never know with what's going on in the economy now. You never know. You have to get your stuff while you can get your stuff, and if you can buy it in bulk, get it in bulk and keep it moving. Um, Being on a fixed income like me, you got to do what you got to do. Yep, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. So yeah, I've got a couple of more big purchases. I'm gonna work through my iron. I got to, so at some point I'm gonna have to replace that. What else? I really want to replace my mannequin, but I'm not. I'm just gonna hold on to her with all of her fixed glory that I did a couple of months back. I'm just gonna deal with that. Um, and what else? There's a couple of more things that I thought about that I need to put on my want list to go in my station. So yeah, we have to do what we got to do. Are you working on your whip today, or are you working on that brown jacket today? The one with the teardrops that I saw you working on yesterday. I think you were putting the pocket on. You still here, Shamir? So I'm going to put all of this away and put it where I can have it for. Oh, okay. I'm gonna put all of this away so I'll have it when I need it, and then I'm gonna work on trying to figure out about this portable drive. I gotta find out if this particular drive will can be formatted to iOS, and hopefully I'll be able to get all of my stuff off of my phone, off of my camera, and onto this external drive so that I can post a little bit better. But in the meantime, thank you guys for showing up for my little haul today, talking about a new store, and hopefully I'll see you soon on the next live. Y'all be blessed. Bye.